2021 was an absolute bloodbath for the Liberals, but the best any politician could ever ask for Mark McGowan's Labour Party. In today's episode of Voted, the podcast about everything elections, we discussed what caused the result of the 2021 WA state election and what it has done to the Parliament. On the 13th of March 2021, a landslide swing to Labour of 14.1% secured a second term for Mark McGowan's Labour government, giving it total control in both chambers of the WA Parliament, with 90% of the lower house seats and 60% of the upper house seats. This result is the highest number of seats the government has ever held in WA history. You may be wondering how such a high result is even possible in the traditionally conservative state of WA. But many factors we will explore today have led to this historic victory. During this election, your leader was either your greatest strength or a burden to your party's chance of ever forming government. 33-year-old Liberal leader Zac Kirkup was a fresh face for the WA Liberal Party as its youngest ever leader. He brought new policies and ideas never seen in the Liberal Party. However, one of these policies was a significant part of his downfall. This was the New Energy Jobs Plan. This is a plan to make WA net zero by 2030. This was, and still is, 2 decades earlier than the federal Liberal policy. This led to significant confusion and discontent by a large amount of the Liberals' traditional base, making many lose faith in the party and its ability to stand up for their views. This policy also failed to draw in enough support from the traditional Labour voters because of their immense support towards the Labour Party leader, Mark McGowan. Mark McGowan and the Labour Party ran on a small platform banking on the support their leader drew from handling the COVID-19 pandemic in Western Australia, which was immensely popular with the people of WA. They also ran a targeted and effective ad campaign against the leader of the Liberal Party. The defining piece of WA Labour's popularity was its handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. The hard border put into place from the start of the pandemic had kept WA the only state completely free of COVID. The Premier also held daily press conferences, keeping his people in the loop. These factors made the people's support of Mark McGowan's handling of the pandemic, which was still a large part of people's lives at the time, incredibly popular. Both parties ran large ad campaigns. However, looking back, they only reinforced what the public already thought about the parties. The Labour Party ad campaign mostly followed one message: Zac Kirkup was an immense risk to the West Australian public. This was an incredibly effective marketing tactic because at the time the COVID pandemic was still going on. The people wanted strong and reliable leadership to guide them through it. These ads showed the public that Zac could not be trusted with the leadership. After the brilliant ad campaign from Labour, the Liberals would need a magnum opus of political ad campaigning. And what they delivered was not. The Don't Give Labour Too Much Power ads had a good premise, but awful execution. It tried to inform the public that without someone to hold Labour accountable, the Labour Party could do whatever it wanted and would make mistakes. However, the campaign came off as weak, and as if the Liberals had given up. This was not the strong and reliable leadership the public wanted, and it had little or even a negative effect on the public's opinion and their votes. At the time of the election, everybody knew Labour would win, but no one could have guessed how they would do it and by the amount they did. Looking back at the leaders, policy, pandemic, and ad campaigns, we can now see that this result should have been expected. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Voted. I'm hoping to release more episodes this series throughout the year, so subscribe if you want to hear more about elections and everything polling. This has been William Russell, and I will see you next time.